Hi guys, welcome. GvG Season 6 will start on September 26. At the same time, some players are asking me about my GvG build for Jörmungandr. So let me show you what I use and an alternative build you can use. Our format for this video is first, I'll show all the equipment. Next, I'll explain why I use them and give the alternative setup. After that, I'll share all the other things you need to consider, like prepare for elite setup, stock up, item slots, skill slots, and important runes. Lastly, I'll share a sample PoV and will also give some tips along the way. Alright, without further ado, let's begin. These are the things that I use. As you can see, I'm not using fire accessories since I'm using skill build. That's why I have crit gears and cards and increased skill damage gears. The only GvG rental gear that I use is the aviation goggle, which increases our range by 30%. I'm using Nuka card in my weapon because 1. To annoy my targets, and 2. To reduce their offensive or defensive capabilities once their headgear gets stripped. I also use Magaleta card and Fox Teeth in my current setup and not in switching or emirs, because in my playstyle, I have no time to switch or use emirs. These two items are beneficial because the GvG map is too big. Lastly, I'm using Sakura Puppet and Dragon Shoes combo to further increase my offensive capabilities. But I switch to ML Shoes when going to our guild's destination. Note that other gears and cards not mentioned can be replaced depending on what you have and your preference. As for my Shadow equipment and Oracle extract, I'm using the usual magic gears. Relic can be changed depending on what you have, but the best relic for F2P Void Runners is Lord of Vayne. If you don't have Dragon Shoes and Nuka card, you can use this build. I call this the 95% crit build, since when you add all the crit gears and cards, they sum to 95%. Alright, we're done with equipment. Now, let's go to other things we need to consider. First, prepare for elite setup. I just place everything in here. Next is stock up. I use Disaster Panic, Plunder, and Invasion. Plunder will protect you from most of the debuffs you may encounter. My skill slot looks like this. Even some are in the prepare for elite skill already, I still place them in skill slot so I can manually activate them when needed. As for item slot, I don't have Cat Cafe, and instead, I focus on putting gears that can be removed by soul binders, and 2 shoes for switching from Dragon to ML, and vice versa. The Stamen is just there for SP and can be replaced by Honey, since I'm relying on Jörmungandr transform to replenish my HP. And lastly, the 2 runes that you need to have and should have high values. First is the Plunder rune. I have 86% chance to generate a debuff shield. And second, the Galaxy rune. This will protect you from Elf and Chronomancer's black hole. With Galaxy rune, your buffs like Fate Prey will not be removed even if you're black hole. Before I forget, this is my stat distribution. Now, let's go to my actual GvG PoV. When playing Jörmungandr, you should always precast Serpent Domain and place it in a distance where you are safe and at the same time you can able to hit a lot of opponents. One reason why Dragon Shoes is good is since you don't need to walk or chase targets because of your long range, just use a card that will give boost to your DPS. Sadly, we got wiping here. In this instance, I'm using ML shoes because I'm moving. But in the heat of battle, I forgot to equip my dragon shoes, which is not good. Again, we got wiped because we underestimated our opponents. Here, we were looking for other guilds and we located one of them in Mid-Crystal. When you see a Doomsday and you are in snake form, don't be scared to jump on it. The good thing with this build is, even in human form, you can still deal a lot of damage. Also, always remember to utilize your Singularity Warp. I'm playing safe here because we don't have a saint in our party. But if we do have, I'll jump over those fields. Here, we are in the safe zone of the upper portal and we want to go to the first left crystal. So what I did was to jump over the space so I can easily go there. There was a guild in the first left crystal and we planned to wipe them first. We noticed that there were enemies near the bridge area, so we went there. Since I don't want to waste my snake form, I jumped inside the first left crystal and killed some enemies. Then I TP out after the duration of my snake form and because there was a command to go to the lower mid crystal. It seems someone was bringing a bomb in my guild. The mid-crystal was clear, so we looked for some enemies. Our scout reported that they were in the second right crystal. RIP, I got bombed again. I don't immediately transform even when I see enemies. It's because I'm checking first whether their numbers are great or not. We don't want to prematurely transform back to human form in the heat of the battle. Here, I'm in a good position and instead of using the stairs, I jumped inside. By the way, all the damage you see were mine. I changed it in the settings. Once we wiped the enemies in the second right crystal, we went to the third right crystal. However, there were only few enemies in the third right crystal. We found them in the second left crystal. Don't be scared to go to the front line. Don't wait for the enemies to be wiped first before moving forward. Here, it lagged and my skill did not cast, so I died. Good thing someone was there to rescue me. Then, we did not notice that the perfect defense timer was close to 0. Here, we are going to the third right crystal. I was waiting for the command to go to the amp area. Take a look what I did here. First, I casted Serpent Domain, and then I transformed, and then jumped over to the amp area. I'm not sure, but it seems I did quite a damage there. We managed to wipe the enemies in the amp area and we're trying to look for other enemies. But our leader decided to defend the amp area for us to have a practice in defending. It seems that we are doing good. But once the enemies came in, we failed miserably. If this is our actual castle and this is the last week, it's a bye-bye mount for us. By the way, in this build, I got the top kills in my guild for 3 consecutive weeks. And just to highlight its capability, I don't have a god weapon in the first week. And the PoV that I shared was the 3rd week. And if you noticed, we don't have Saint in our party. So, I can say that this build works. Alright, that's it for now. Hope you learned something new today. Good luck to all guilds to this new GvG season. Until next time, thank you for watching and see you in my next video.